I'm Jason, UFC, and today we have a story about Chael Sonnen explains how Belal Muhammad #1 contender status is in serious jeopardy. Chael Sonnen wonders where Belal Muhammad stands in the UFC welterweight division. Chael Sonnen feels UFC welterweight contender Belal Muhammad might have to wait for an eventual title shot. UFC welterweight champion Leon Edwards will face Kobe Chaos Covington in the UFC 296 headliner next month. The welterweight title matchup is one of the most highly anticipated fights for the remainder of 2023. Waiting in the wings for the next potential welterweight title shot is Belal Muhammad, who hasn't lost in his last 10 fights. I think he had a no contest versus Leon Edwards, right? I think there was a poke in the eye, something like that. And most recently defeated Gilbert Burns at UFC 288. He's been calling for a title shot for over the last couple of years and is arguably, I can't say arguably, I'm not going to say that. If Kobe Chaos Covington wins, he'll likely use his UFC 296 post-fight interview to call out his next opponent. But Chael Sonnen thinks Belal Muhammad will not be that target. In a recent segment, what happened to the page? Man, this page is from pop-ups and just reloading itself really pisses me off. In a recent segment on his YouTube channel, go and subscribe to Chael Sonnen YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up button. Chael Sonnen claimed that Islam Makhachev, UFC lightweight champion, might unintentionally jeopardize Belal Muhammad's title prospects. Or this is what Chael Sonnen says. If you believe that Kobe Chaos Covington wins, he's going to turn and follow the script and go after Belal. He's not going to, Chael Sonnen says. Not only is Kobe Chaos... Oh my goodness, look at this page. Not only is Kobe Chaos Covington going to leave that, he's going to go after somebody else. Chaos Covington already started that with Islam Makhachev, UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev, which was meant to do nothing but drive Belal Muhammad crazy. Now, all of a sudden, you have a back and forth between Kobe Chaos Covington and Islam Makhachev that's starting to brew. Chael Sonnen, support Belal Muhammad, but I also understand that all we are doing is making arguments and see how they stick. Tension between Islam Makhachev and Kobe Chaos Covington has been fueled by Covington's recent comments about wrestling. He's downplayed Makhachev wrestling powers and welcomed a champ versus champ super fight should he win at UFC 296. Belal Muhammad and Islam Makhachev had trained together under the tutelage of UFC Hall of Famer Khabib Nurmagomedov. In recent months, the two shared a card. Okay, whatever. If Edwards wins at UFC 296, Belal Muhammad will likely be the next man up, but a Kobe Covington victory could potentially spell doom for Belal Muhammad's title aspiration. That does seem fair. I mean, there's so many questions in this article. I mean, one, we didn't talk about any of the welterweight in the UFC welterweight division. That's interesting because, one, if you think about it, if Kobe Covington wins, I know he's going back and forth with Islam Makhachev, but Kamal Usman would have an argument like, I defeated Kobe Chaos Covington twice. How am I not going to get a rematch versus this guy? So there's that problem with the Belal Muhammad argument. There's also the on UFC 296. I don't know. Is there a backup fighter? The UFC sometimes have backup fighters. Sometimes they don't. There's a lot of welterweight fights on that card. So let's say Leon Edwards pulls out. Let's say Kobe Covington pulls out. Is Belal Muhammad the backup fighter? Or will they bring in someone like Shakar Rakhmonov who's fighting... who is he fighting? He's fighting Wonderboy Thompson, or they have Ian Gary fighting Vicente Luque on that card. So 6 welterweights on the same card. I don't know if Belal Muhammad has agreed to be the backup fighter or he wants to be the backup fighter. So there's that. There's another thing that before Kamar Usman fought Hamza Chimaev in the UFC middleweight division. I thought I heard rumors of Belal Muhammad and Kamar Usman headlining a card. I don't know if that was made official. I'm an MMA casual, so I can't follow every single detail and every single tweet and every single headline and every single news release with the UFC. But I try to follow as much as I can as an MMA casual. But I don't know if that was confirmed, Kamar Usman versus Belal Muhammad, because you could kind of look at that as, well, I don't think that should be a number one contendership fight. There's just so much. We just kind of have to wait. There's just so much up in the air. It does kind of make sense that Leon Edwards would face Belal Muhammad should Leon Edwards win the title. Kamar Usman obviously would not get another rematch with Leon Edwards. But if Colby Covington wins that title, it does open up the division. I would assume a lot of people won't be too crazy about having in the UFC welterweight division of having Islam Makhachev moved up to the UFC welterweight division to face Colby Chaos Covington. A lot of people kind of want to see, Islam Makhachev fight some lightweights at some points, right? Like, you got to fight a Justin Gaethje at some point, maybe have a rematch with Charles Oliveira. We have to see what happens there. But yeah, there's a lot of pieces moving to this puzzle. I don't think it's as simple as, Colby Covington wins and he gets a fight versus Islam Makhachev, because Kamar Usman would be like, hold on, I could fight Colby Chaos Covington. I have 2 victories over him. But let me know your opinion of this story. I don't know what should Belal Muhammad do, right? Like I said, I would say the best thing for Belal Muhammad to do right now would kind of do what Colby Covington did and be the backup fighter, weigh in as the backup fighter for the main event for this Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington fight, and then get a title shot. To me, that would make the most sense. But like I said, I'm a casual, so I have no idea if UFC is going to have a backup fighter for UFC 296, Colby Chaos Covington versus Leon Rocky Edwards, or will they just plug in one of the other welterweights on the card, Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Vicente Luque versus Ian Gary. But let me know your opinion of this story. I'm Jason, UFC. Today we had a story about Chael Sonnen explains how Belal Muhammad's #1 contendership status in the UFC welterweight division is in serious jeopardy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.